Wow. Thank you guys so much for coming out today. It really means so much to me, especially with the weather being what it is. I'm just so proud of this book and so pleased to be able to share it with the community. This book is probably my most personal writing to date, which is maybe a little bit bizarre because it is Prince. Like, you wouldn't expect that personal touch, I guess. I struggle with bipolar disorder, and last summer I was so sick, and the only thing that I could latch onto was Prince records. Like, for some reason that was just all that I could find, and I found myself literally in the middle of the night writing these missives to Prince, and like, I don't know, somehow it saved me. And so here we are a year later and with a Prince book out, and I actually have another one coming in November that I will maybe preview since some of our readers got stuck in Houston in the hurricane. I want to start with, this is actually the first poem in the book, How an Echo Feels. Your new voice can almost reconcile the temperature divide, how my body sweats and outside cool breeze carries every whim away. My mind is an animal, American like you, down to the bone. What is more American than art for the sake of art? More human than love for the sake of love? Dive into the words. Here lies fashion, here lies grace. New voices bubble to the top and shout, here we are, here we have always been. Suck in the air, this is where we live, where we twist. Raise me up, put your hand on my shoulder and say, yes, put your hand on my back and push. Fear is every temptation, every want left untouched. Near morning, hair stuck to my neck, I recall your voice, June, July, August, I recall your shoulders, how you put your hand on a guitar and found a weapon. Here I am destructing bone by bone, throwing breath into the fire. Sing about a storm, that I understand, hurricane waves and 1,000 broken hearts. I will wrap myself in wind. We hope it never slows. Impatience is my guide, as much as the hills arching to reach American blue. This was one of the first songs or poems I actually wrote for the book. And this was before I knew I was writing a chapbook of Prince poems. I thought I was just kind of like scribbling in my journal. And then this whole thing happened. It's called This Summer, All Those Songs. I tried to imagine dancing, how yesterday my muscles understood sunshine. I tried to hear the music, the grace in your voice, the sex and the uncertainty. I laid in blue sheets, waiting for the elevator, waiting to shake the dust from my hair, trying to remember how those notes on that guitar made me shiver. I turned up the AC, wiggled my toes, killed a spider in my kitchen. I broke my fast with a tuna salad sandwich and stayed up all night reading poetry, listening for the grace, that voice on the elevator. Chains wrapped around gears, stuck. Dearly beloved, I killed myself in my kitchen, sun blazing past the window glass. I drank peppermint tea and imagined dancing. I imagined Coca-Cola and your voice and laid in blue sheets writing a letter. I heard bells just over the air conditioner, bells and a voice and a dance that said, wait. So there were several more of these, of course. And this one almost didn't make it into the book, but I insisted. I told my publisher there's no way I can have this book without this poem in it. And it's called Birds on a Wire. What would you say if I told you tonight that half a Klonopin isn't enough? My toes are shaking, my piano is possessed, and my eyes will not stay closed. I open my mouth so you can see the colors on my tongue. Look at this false start, ink smeared on the page, dirty fingers curled around nothing. My guitar is a gaping maw. My printer consumes toner like a struggling addict. Watch me affix postage stamps to melodies. Shout into the vapor, curl around telephone lines. My dad called to make sure I wasn't having an emergency. I told him I was afraid of falling down and running out of money. He had to pack a suitcase. It rains and the cracked dirt soaks it up. It rains and I hear my name in the echo. Jokes make my friends comfortable, and I sink deeper into a pillow, twitch like a shadow on the wall, yell at the TV. I am afraid to watch you. What I hear is its own reel. That reel with half a Klonopin is enough. I email friends, I switch on lights, curl my whole body into itself until I am invisible, except not because there is no such thing. There is only beauty and emptiness. Watch, I will empty myself. Give me a tambourine and I'll dance until it all leaves me. Every birthday dream, death, try, do, fail. It lands in a puddle at my feet and sinks into the sand. What is your truth? This is mine. The one I can't tell my father when he's on a vacation. I ate 4 cupcakes tonight, and now I'm awake, looking for America in a solid oak headboard, strings falling over me as if I could remember where they go on those black and white lines. So here's a story. I actually can't play an instrument. I don't have a piano or a guitar in my house. When I was at Conn College, and my friend Jean is here, and I haven't actually seen her since I was a sophomore in college at Conn. And so this is pretty wild. I was a music major for about 6 weeks. I had this like stoner boyfriend who was like, you should just like do what you want. Like if you want to be a musician, you should just like totally be a music major. And I was like, oh, that's a really good idea. And it wasn't. It was a terrible idea. But so there's that. Like I'm a professional music appreciator, like Rob from High Fidelity. Anyway, this poem is called Anchored in Small Town Beauty and City Heat, which I think is possibly the most reflective of my own self in the poems and in the music. And anyway, I really like it. So, anchored in small town beauty and city heat. Tonight, that thick sound of drums hits me in the chest again. I hope you're still there, waiting, in a well-lit corner, okay, remembering. I find myself aging, out of time, writing in dreams instead of parties. Tonight, my body is a thick drum, years split open like a greatest hits album, and I'm sucked inside. Remember the sun? Leaves rustle and pretend to be new. I step on acorns and revel as they crack beneath my boots. Your guitar runs straight through me. I worry that I am a specter. Here I am to haunt my own future, that falsehood I still cannot condone. Every minute I let drip into the neatly paved road feels wasted. I feel wasted. High on afternoon sun, I crash like an addict and try to feel your words tucked in with incomparable buzz. Bees live inside me, venom like honey in every vein. These hours, how to explain loneliness to a creature who lives to create and to defend and to die. Let's look at the blossoms like a butterfly would, see the colors that she would see. What must it be like to sip from blooming aster? And does it matter even if you are small and adored? I find myself quiet. Time does end and I am simply waiting for a sign. The sun comes up again and my cool wraps fear in a tight package to leave on someone's doorstep. I know you believe in angels. Maybe that's enough. I will believe in bees and butterflies and red lipstick and the American dream. Maybe that's enough. I photographed the El Camino, park next door. Maybe that's enough. I sit on the front stairs and watch the neighbors go by. They see so much. I'd rather stay at home. But dancing, that's important too. It's heavy, like a drum, like the guitars winding together, laced, reaching for angels, those butterflies. I lay down. I rest. I hold your words tightly in each fist and hope I will never let go. For some reason that one reminds me of Taylor Swift, and I don't know why, but it does. I love me some T Swift. This one is called Artist, Judas Saint. I told him about your hurricane and the hurricanes before, how destruction folds up tight, falls apart, and reveals. Every crescendo belies rest, and this is where I am still. The waking world blurs like pulling candy. Stuck in night, I am a body in a garden, a ghost wearing earbuds and sunglasses. I told him about how you crashed into me, how you gave it away, lived, how I held out my hands and took every word into the creases of my palms like some fleshy circuit board. Pigeon, pigeon, dove, tell me which lines are critical. If I close this box, will you open it and see something in that empty air? Love is some universal madness and song is the conspiracy. I told him about staring at the walls, the sleeping cats, the heavy rain. You sang, I listened. I take steps and understand that the sounds are solitary even when shared, that the sex is not a fairy tale, but a moment. My time runs like Wonderland, and tomorrow I might wake up gone. Let me hold that guitar, that godly string of voices. I lay in bed with my hands crossed over my chest, some ironic saint, tingly with the very idea of understanding melody. I open up for stale, air-conditioned oxygen and pray. I told him how I pray with stars, with poems, tell the truth with words. How I want to give it all away and remember some Monday when my art became America's, yours, his. My back is tired. My hips won't move. A parade of whatever's traipses past my eyelids, and once again I turn to you, artist, to speak. Like an old friend, there you are with a tambourine and a cup of coffee. Here I am, one more voice to punch through heavy glass, to swing a bag of feathers, to paint every blank page my printer can conjure. I have a couple more from this book before I'll preview the book that I just signed the contract on, 17 Days, which is also a Prince book because I am psychologically something. I don't want to say impaired because it's clearly working for me, but there's something going on. This poem was nominated by Hermeneutic Chaos for a pushcart this year. And I'm so excited about it because it's one of my favorite poems, and it also almost didn't make it into the book. And I told my publisher, I was like, no, like this has to be here. And God bless Nikki Meckler. Like, hello, Nikki, like you're amazing. This is called Hiding is the Only Thing That Matters This Summer. Tell me about this gift, the heart that burns like a song in the lungs. Tell me about how 20 years ago I was 11 and you were lost. Tell me, what ghosts am I waiting for in the dark? It rains on the stereo and in the parking lot. Tell me why my feet will feel the ground when I wake up. That standing in the sun will hollow out the saints, and the chill on my arms is a secret. Do you remember quiet, the anonymous white of blanket forts and midnight phone calls? This is the one that stops me, that lays me out. And if I close my eyes, you'll tell me when to lift the shades and look. So the last poem I wrote for this chapbook, I didn't know it was the last poem until I wrote it, and I thought it was just kind of some scribbling in my notebook, and that it would never be a poem. And then I woke up, and in the light of day, it was like reverse beer goggles, and I was like, this isn't terrible. And I knew it was the last poem for this book. It's called Every Salted Breath. Lay a ladder sideways. Lay there. Feel the slats press into your skin through the lace and the lame. Climb the ladder. It's better than walking. Find a story there. Write a song. Freeze. Can you see the lightning coming? How it cracks tomorrow over cold horses? Walk to the ocean. Let every step splinter your shins. Take off your shoes. Watch as your socks grow filthy with asphalt. Remove them. Find the sand between blistered toes. There are creatures there, our future selves waiting in the water. Pray, beg, love, taste every salted breath. Now you know me, my dirty socks and my cowboy boots, and my bus stops and the wheezing cat on my pillow. The sharks that show off every weekday with their endless grace and teeth. The ink I waste on lists and love letters. Put your shoes back on. Line your eyes. Blink. There's a boat waiting. I am waiting. I am no longer afraid of horses or cars or traveling alone or lying. I put bread in the oven. I email my editor. You wonder why I write this down. You wonder why you're still reading. I offer you an apple. Take it. Bite it. Let the juice spill over your chin. This is what freedom feels like. Put the core in the garbage. Feel American. This is what I feel like. Write a song. Leave it behind. Fall asleep. Listen for the waves. Climb that ladder, break it down, and drive. Thanks. Since I had planned on having more readers join, but there was a hurricane, I thought I would give you guys a preview of my next book, 17 Days. And this is also Prince's book. It's actually a long poem in 17 parts. And if you don't know, 17 Days is the B-side for When Doves Cry. and I put it on my iPod so maybe we can listen to it later. But so this is I'm going to read the first 3 sections. 1. I still see the stain where the possum died on the side of the road. I wrote about it. I still look for that stain even though it's been a whole goddamn year, and I can still see its rotted tongue uncurling from its dead mouth, milky white eyes bugged open, like the age I feel myself becoming. 2. In the afternoon I find my morning, and in those lost hours I half hear birds at my window praying. I am dressed to kill, to spill words onto paper, drinks onto tables. I fake every hug, every fogged out smile of thank you, and I feel better, and I don't mind the rain, and please, it's no big deal. Touch me, touch me, touch me, guitar, take me home. 3. Your music sinks into my system. Dig, if you will, my cracked open ribs. I spread them wide to pull the string swells into my chest and the guitar solos down into my stomach, where I have swallowed the little pink boombox I used to make mixtapes in college. You are who I talk to. Nobody has a tape deck anymore, and the room is lonely without one. Hello, hello, hello. I am the girl with the violet need for every goddamn dove and every goddamn drum machine that I can squeeze from this song. Thank you.